y'all. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Grace Between Sundays. I'm Keyonna, and this is my girl,
SJ.
We are so excited to be back with you guys this week, and we hope you enjoyed last week's episode. So today, we want to give you a brief disclaimer before we get started, because today's topic is a bit juicy.
We just want to make it known that we are not pastors, we are not biblical scholars or licensed ministers or anything of the sort. So in this episode, we're just going to basically be talking about our own personal experiences and our own convictions and all of that good stuff. We just want to have an open, honest conversation about the things that we've learned in our experiences. But definitely the best way to get to know anything is to go to your pastor or get in that word.
So today's episode is about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about and that's it. We ain't gonna go too far. But some of us were raised in a time where, we were taught heavily on purity culture, and that sex was almost like shameful or like dangerous and only for procreating, only for producing children. And we think that this topic needs to be discussed a lot more further than just that, because while it is very important and it does have real life consequences and things of that nature, like it's not shameful. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
We're about to get into it. Okay, are y'all ready?
Are y'all
Take
ready?
a deep breath. And if you're a child, honey, well, first of all, parents, y'all need to be monitoring what y'all
y'all
kids
phone.
are watching.
Listen.
But we're about to talk about it. So this actually might be a good episode for your kids I won't say kids, but like teens.
Yeah, teens, like
young adults to listen to, because
kids are really overexposed these days.
They are, and we want to talk about this from a biblical standpoint. Like, what does God say about sex? What is the church, not just the church, but like what should the church be teaching you,
what does
young
the Bible
adults?
Instruct us about sex? Like,
exactly.
How do you talk
How is
about
it done
sex?
God's way?
Yeah.
Precisely. Okay, so purity culture is one side of it. Then the other side is that people are taught, once you get married, sex is just automatically magical. And that's also not always the case.
Not always. No, not at all.
Unfortunately, but not always. So we also want to kind of touch on that a little bit too.
Because we both been married, so we know.
We're
literally speaking from experience. We've been married. We've been single. We've been, we've done it all, So
we've done it all.
Yeah.
And then so we want to touch on that a little bit, because like when reality hits, if you've experienced trauma, you've experienced maybe like the shame of the impression of purity culture, then once you're faced with reality and things aren't perfect or magical or, just instinctively amazing, and people don't really know how to sit with that. So we're about to have an in-depth conversation all about sex.
So get ready.
Gear up.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay,
we might get scrutinized after this.
God forbid, like, for real.
But it has
this
to
is
be
real
talked
talk.
about.
Yeah, it needs to be talked about. So today we're asking, what does the Bible actually say about sex? Not about culture, or not what culture says, not shame, not tradition, but what does the scripture say? So
let's dive in.
What message of sex did you grow up with?
I grew up hearing that, or being taught, I should say, that sex was, intended for marriage. And that's from my parents. But I was also taught by other people, if you're going to do it, make sure you wear protection. Make sure you, wait until you're ready.
Yeah.
Make sure, but it wasn't until I got older that I was like, it should have been the biblical way. Like, it's not about being ready
Safe.
or having protection. Protection can't protect you from soul ties.
Hello.
You know what I mean? Like, you are supposed to wait until marriage. So that's what I was taught by my parents. What about you?
I would say I was definitely taught by my mom. Along the same lines, but my mom was very real about it. Like, she didn't sugarcoat it for me. Now, it was always age appropriate, but she was like real about it. Like, it's not bad. It feels good, actually.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like, it's a good time. But like, there are parameters. There is a safe time when this is necessary. Like, don't just be out here all
doing it.
willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But then I also grew up under the whole like purity culture umbrella. Like, I remember going to like True Love Waits events and stuff like that. I don't even know if y'all ever heard of that before, but where we were just taught the importance and the value of it. But I would say beyond that, I was exposed to it online. I was exposed to it on TV. Like, I remember growing up and a scene would come on and they cover your eyes, or, you know, they're leaning down covering so you don't see her. Cover your ears, you know.
That was me.
So, yeah, that was kind of my exposure to it.
I was told sex hurts. My mom always taught me, like, and I'm like,
I was told that too. It could hurt.
She was like, it hurts. But then as I got older, when I turned like 16, 15, she was like, you know, with the right person, when you're married and it's with God who intends you to be with, then it's a good thing. You know, like, it's nice, it feels good, all that good stuff. But before, it hurts. Don't do it. You'll bleed. You'll do it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's nothing that I ever want to do.
No, really.
You know, like, I'm not going to do it then. Don't worry about it.
So how do you feel like the way you were kind of introduced to it and your upbringing about it, how do you feel like that impacted you? Like, do you feel like that steered you away from wanting to do it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It steered me away from wanting to do it. And then she put me in, like, sexual education classes, and all they did was talk about, you know, STDs and don't do this and you'll get this, you'll die if you get, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no,
really.
like,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So that's the way that I was steered, just to pretty much not do it. But in the same breath, she was a realist, because she knew if I didn't learn it from her, I was going to learn it elsewhere, and they were going to tell me that it was okay as long as I was ready. So she was like, you know, once you lose it, you can't get it back. You can never get it back.
It just is what it is.
And that held a lot of weight for me. I was like, so this is valuable. Like, people want my cookie, and they're not going to give it back. Like, this is something I will never get back. So that's why I was like, okay, you know, like, I'll wait. You know?
I feel like initially for me, I was like afraid, but I don't even know what about it I was afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I was necessarily afraid just because it would hurt. I think I was afraid of the consequences.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely always believed, like, God would make an example out of me.
I still believe that.
I really do. Like, I do not play with him like that because I won't be the one.
Yeah.
And
or
so,
the two.
Period. So, I was, like, afraid of the consequences. I was afraid of I was afraid of the pregnancy. I was afraid of the STDs, because I learned about that in sex ed too in school, and I'm like, I don't want none of those problems.
Yeah, like, I was some stuff can't be cured.
That part,
I don't want to be the one.
And just the connection that, like, because that's something my mom taught me as well, about how you then could be connected to these people, and just how that can affect you. Yeah. And I did not want that.
I think the biggest thing that scared me is something that I wasn't taught by my parents, but one of my friends. And it was, you're not just having sex with this person, but you're having sex with everybody they've had sex with. You know what I mean? Like, they done been in other people, and now you have come in contact with all of those people. And all I could ever think about was 1,000 people. Just, like, I was just 1,000. Because I don't know who you done been with. I don't know what you've been doing. Like, and I don't want to be the one to suffer from that and get the brunt end of that. So that's why I was like, I'm going to just stay away.
Yeah. I also remember, like, along that same regard of thinking, I don't want to bring these problems into a marriage. Yeah. Like, I don't want to bring that kind of baggage into a marriage. I'm probably already going to have, like, emotional issues from childhood and stuff like that. And I was so heavily, I value marriage a lot. I mean, I still do to this day, divorce and all, but, like, it was very important to me that wasn't something that I brought into my marriage. So I was afraid, and that fear, it was a great benefit for me. Yeah, I wasn't mad at it. Yeah. Like, it helped me to keep myself. But a lot of it also wasn't just abstaining. It was like, well, I would say that the conversation shouldn't just be, are you abstaining, but it should be, are you trying to live holy? Yeah. And I feel like, for the most part, that was the goal. Yeah. It wasn't just to abstain, but it also was to live holy. But, you know, things happen. Yeah. Things happen.
Now, how do you feel about your identity after you lost your virginity? No. Because, you know, a lot of people brag. Now, back in the day, it was, I done had sex. I'm cool. I'm this, I'm that. Nowadays, it's like, I've never had sex. Like, and that's a flex. That's a real flex. I love that. So how do you feel about, you know, your identity after you have sex, after you lose that good girl mentality, like, oh, I'm no longer a virgin? Like,
I will say, I distinctly remember when it happened and literally immediately feeling like, wow, that was it. Yeah. It's over. Like, And I genuinely, I felt so lost afterwards. Like, I even in the moment, like, I literally was just like, oh my gosh. And then after I was like, well, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's what y'all was bragging about. That's crazy.
Literally, I feel the same exact way. And I don't know if it was the God in me at that point. Because it's like, although I was still, like I wasn't locked in with God like I am now. But I still had that conviction. You know what I mean? I was like, I feel like this wasn't right. Like, I know everybody says everybody does it and this, that, and the third. And the person, that I lost it to, they knew God. They, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, if, he said it was okay, then it must be okay. I was confused. I was like, that wasn't it. Like, that didn't feel right. Like, I feel like I could have waited, you know?
That's exactly how I felt. Like, I literally could have waited.
And it's even like, dang, now it's gone. Now I got to start over.
Like, even though, I would say, going back to the question, I felt like my identity was stripped of me. Yeah. Because I identified as the good girl. I was same. That was my whole persona. Yeah. Like, and everybody
was
after
the good girl. They're like, oh, I know she ain't been with nobody.
Everybody was flexing about like how they had been with somebody and they had done it. And I was like,
confused. I was like, oh.
I mean, I was like, go ahead, like, babe, do what you want to do, but like, I didn't want to be that girl.
I didn't want to be that girl at all.
I literally didn't want that at all.
Because I had a lot of friends not a lot of friends, but a lot of acquaintances and people that I knew in school that were considered people call now easy, or you know what I mean? Like, everybody knew if I wanted it, I'm going to this person. Baby, you could never come to me like that. They knew. Still can't. Still can't. Can't nobody, they can't say they didn't have me.
You can't.
You can't say that. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be that girl.
I never wanted to.
You're not, because I would hear the jokes that they would make. And I'm like, that will never be me. Yeah. And I praise God to this day that it's not. Yeah. That it wasn't and that it's not. Yeah. Because that's not a fun title to have, I can imagine.
I can imagine. Like, even in the predicament that I am in, like, I still feel almost I've still dealt with, I won't say to like at this very like present moment, but like up until recently still felt almost like shameful about it. Like, and it's crazy because because of purity culture and because of the good girl notion. Yeah. I mean, once I got married, that's the only person I had been with. And so it was like, I kind of had it. I felt like I had a flex. Like, I've only had this one body. Yeah. And like, I even still built the identity off of that. It's like, okay, I'm not the good girl. I'm not a virgin, but I'm married and now this is the only man I've been with.
That's how I felt. I was like, I'm married, I had a baby, but we're married.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, is that the end goal? Exactly. Like, is the goal holiness or abstinent? Like, there's a difference.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean? It really is.
So but I feel you though, because I felt the same way.
Yeah, but I genuinely still grapple with that even after, like, now people know that I've done it. Like, I had a kid. Even
like,
though I was married,
I'm so embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed to tell my dad, and then like, whole time we've been married for 2 years, and now we're just having our first kid, and I was like, ew, I have to tell my
daughter
is
8. She's 8 years old, and I still am embarrassed. Like, wow, people know that I had sex.
I at least did it twice.
That's so, I at least
did it twice. That's all you need to know.
That's all you know. And I'm so embarrassed.
But my mom, like, so didn't create that, like, that shame around it for me. So I don't even know why I just identify with that so much. But I did. Yeah. And it was a struggle. And especially now, like, when you're introducing yourself to someone and they're asking, like, oh, okay, you got 2 kids. Well, do they all have the same dad? And it's like, yeah, they do. Like, this is the only person. Yeah. Like, they do have one dad. Like, but still, just the image that you get, like, and then being divorced, it's like, people make assumptions about you. They see you with 2 kids. They see a ring. It's not on your finger. They're like, oh, okay, we get that. But like, babe, this is not that over here. I'm just letting you know.
It's not that. But that's the thing. Sex was never meant to be sinful, shameful, embarrassing. It wasn't. It was never meant to be that. Had we have just started the way that it was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Eve and Adam.
Yeah. Doggone it.
But really,
it was never supposed to be that.
It wasn't supposed to be that way.
Sex was not created for that.
But culture has turned it into that. I think in an effort, like, I think that is probably out of good intentions.
Yeah.
Where we just want people to do things the right way, but in the way that we teach that, we're teaching it in order to produce a shame, hoping that will lead
stop
people
them from
to
not doing it.
And that's
And
not
that's not
what
the
it's
way
about.
to do it. That's not the way to do it at all. Because you don't ever want to, because what about the people who have done it?
Exactly.
And now they decide this isn't something that I want to do anymore. Like, I feel shameful for even sinning this way. I feel convicted. I feel like we are, and that's not an excuse to just get the grace over and over and over and over and over. Like, okay, I'm going to go have sex and then I'm going to repent. That's not what I'm saying. But you can always go back. Like, you can always turn back and be like, I don't want to live this life anymore.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do things the right way. Lord, change me. How do I do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it all started off, this is all God's design.
Yeah.
This is the way, well, it's not necessarily going the way he intended, but he made sex for marriage, for commitment, for a covenant.
Yeah.
So we're going even back to Genesis, where he's telling them to be fruitful and multiply. That's telling his intention right there. Where, like, yes, he made this and it was good. It should be good.
It should be good.
But you know, it was created for the confines of marriage. That's one thing that I want people to take away from it. So if you're not married, you shouldn't be doing it. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't
But
be.
that's the Bible's way.
Sex is the most intimate thing that you can do, especially in a marriage. Like, you're supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel vulnerable. You're supposed to feel all these things with the partner that God has for you. You know what I mean? Not with just anybody.
Exactly. That's even taking it back
that's
to,
where
like,
anxiety comes in, and all these things and all these feelings you have now about a person because you had sex with them when you weren't supposed to. Now all their demons and all their things and depression and anxiety, everything that they got going on is now in you because they were in you.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it back to Hebrews 13:4, where it's saying the marriage bed should be honored and the bed kept pure. Like, this is all alluding to God's intention for marriage, for sex. Even going to 1 Corinthians 7:2, where Paul is emphasizing, like, the marital intimacy, and that's where the proper place for sexual expression
should be.
Yeah. So it holds weight. Sex holds weight.
And it has meaning.
It definitely has meaning.
Not just physically, but, like, spiritually. Like, the Bible talks about sex.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like you said, it's supposed to be good. Like, it does hold weight. Like, you're supposed to do these things.
And this, going back to Genesis 2:24, where it says the two shall become one flesh, that is just showing the significance of this act. It's not just something that's fun. It's not just something that feels good, but it actually holds weight and holds importance and value. It shouldn't be casual. I mean, but this is what we were talking about before, of saying, like, we were running from that because we see the weight that it holds, the value that it holds, and we don't want to then carry all these things with us moving on to a marriage, or you know, we don't want to be bringing these problems into a marriage.
And you can still have issues even within marriage when it comes to sex. Like, that don't mean, like, I know the Bible talks about, you know, not withholding and all these things, but that don't mean to just force yourself on your partner. You know what I mean? Like, you can still not be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you can still have flaws in a marriage when it comes to sex. You know what I mean?
Because what if if somebody's bringing in some trauma or some shame about it, that has consequences too. It's not just that you're bringing all these extra bodies and all this other history to it, but, like, I just think, even back to myself, coming from purity culture and what I was taught, and I would say not even just what I was taught, but how I internalized what I was taught. I was, like I said, embarrassed. And that affected my relationship in some ways, where I didn't feel fully confident to, like, be myself, like, to be expressive in certain ways. And that can also impact the marriage. So it's not like you're gonna do it and then it's just instinctively gonna be good. That's not always the case. Like, sometimes it's a process of, like, growing into maturity and comfort within yourself, confidence within, I don't know, how you look, how you feel about yourself, how you feel in moments like that. Like, if you're still carrying shame and embarrassment from being told that you shouldn't be having sex, and then you get married and your brain is still telling you like I shouldn't be having sex. And it's like,
now you're still feeling conviction. And the craziest thing about it is when I got married, I struggled with that badly.
Me too.
I would literally like, this is my husband. He would get home from work and he want to do a little something, and of course I'm gonna do it, but I felt bad. I was like, am I supposed to be doing? And that could be maybe because we are divorced now. Maybe that's just the simple fact. I know this may not be who God has for me, so maybe I'm not supposed to be doing it with. You know what I mean? But
like, I still know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I still I felt bad because I'm like, why am I feeling this when this is my husband? And then I had to go back in my mind, and I'm like, I was taught we're not supposed to be doing this. This isn't good. This isn't good.
Yeah.
So I was always taught, you're not supposed to have sex until you're married, but I was never taught, how it's supposed to feel when you are married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's real. Like, I don't remember being taught that either.
Yeah, I was
just
never taught
that it was okay then, the marriage bed is undefiled. Like, I remember being taught all of those things, but like, I don't know what that, like, I don't know what that means. Get it, but I don't know what that means.
Like, I'm in this sex class. I'm 15 years old. I know nothing about sex. All I do is hear, the homeboys at school is doing it. And that's all I know. I hear, when you're married, you're supposed to do it. When you're not married, you're not.
Yeah.
But what about when you are married? Is it still supposed to feel this way?
Right.
Are you still supposed to feel this guilt and shame? Or is it supposed to be good?
Yeah.
And then I felt bad, for my husband. Because I'm like, I feel like I'm withholding, Like,
or just
I'm not doing it as much as I want to or as much as I should.
Or
as
I'm not
a wife.
knowing how to initiate, and I just feel awkward and like embarrassed, and it's like it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that. And that's the
Ahead.
Bible. I was about to say the Bible talks about that too. And what 1 Corinthians in 1 Corinthians 7:3, it talks about how you're not supposed to withhold things. You're supposed to have authority over your spouse or whatever. It literally says, and this is the NIV version: the husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. But people take that out of context.
Do whatever
sometimes.
I tell you. Like, do whatever I want.
Because that doesn't mean that you're supposed to dominate your spouse.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to serve each other, not take from each other.
Exactly.
It
should be mutual.
It should be mutual.
And there shouldn't be like coercion. It should be.
Yeah.
I mean, even within a marriage, there should be consent.
Compromise.
And there should be compromise.
Compromise for each other.
Yeah. So it's like you said, it's about serving one another. And that goes for the broader vision of marriage. It should be about serving one another and not just I need what I need and I want what I want when I want it, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, how do you deal even with
that takes the pleasure out of it.
It does. It's not as fun if it feels like an obligation.
Yeah, and I don't think that's God's intent for it. Like, I don't think it's supposed to feel like an obligation. Like, sex is supposed to be a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Like, it's not
take
supposed
it back
to,
to
it's
the
not
Songs
supposed to
of
feel like
Solomon.
work. Listen, take it back.
We were talking about the things that were being said in there, and honey, he told you how to enjoy it. Okay?
Listen, in Proverbs, may her breast satisfy you always.
I commented that on
always. That's what Proverbs say.
Hey, please, I commented that on a reel on Instagram, and I tell you that comment blew up. Like,
really?
Still to this day, I'm getting like likes and stuff on that comment. And that was like literally a month ago at this point. But no, for real,
don't
like,
think of it as a chore.
The Bible talks about how it should be enjoyable. Like, you got to work through how to get to that point, though.
Yeah.
It may not happen automatically,
but I feel like
seek a sex counselor if you need to. Baby.
I'm about to say seek help. But
we're not about to tell y'all how to do it.
Listen, I can't.
I'm not about to tell you what you need to do, but on the side, if you want to talk to me, I got you.
I just feel like it should not feel like a chore. You should not be like, oh man, I know this man finna get home from work and so. Like, I know I gotta hurry up and put on this lingerie and baby, no, I'm gonna be rushing to the bedroom. As soon as I know he's clocked out, I'm rushed to the bedroom, finna get myself together. Like, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna open that door and I'm being there with my trench coat.
Hello.
And, like, it's gonna be a fun thing because that's what marriage is supposed to be.
No, really.
And this is coming from somebody that used to be married. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it should be a fun thing. Now that I was married young, I was 18. I'm 26 now. Yeah. Like, I have more knowledge and more wisdom now to know what to and what to not do.
Yeah.
In even in those in the bedroom, whatever the case may be. Like, I understand now biblically what the intention was. Because then I didn't know. No. I just know, okay, I'm married now I got to do it. But now I actually know what it's supposed to be like. I get it now.
Yeah. I get it now. On the other side of things, I get it. Along the lines of that, we have to also talk about the different dynamics that can come up. Because one thing that's talked about a lot, like even if you go to like marriage ministry stuff, they'll always be like, oh, you know, you got to give it to him when he wants it and all of this other stuff. But what if she wants it more?
What if?
What do we do about that?
We do have some dominant females in the world.
Hello. Like, listen. That's not uncommon. Not rare. But no, that's not uncommon where it's like not. Maybe the wife has a higher drive than the husband does. Yeah. And
get you a honey pack. Do what you got to do. Spice it up in the bedroom. Like, literally do what you have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so spice it up. Because it's not always on the woman.
It's not. It's not all, and it's not, it can be either way. Like, it's not always the man that's like, I need it and I need it now. And it's not always.
You ever seen Norbit? The way Respucia threw him on that bed? Listen, it happens.
I'm not well.
It happens.
It happens. It's hilarious. But no, really, yeah. We have to talk about the different dynamics. Yeah. And we won't go fully in depth on that here, like I said.
Yeah.
If you are in a marriage where y'all are struggling with either sexual compatibility or, you know, how to get things done, maybe see a therapist, specifically that does like sex therapy, like or counseling through that, to
maybe
give you some different strategies.
Therapist.
Yeah, because they are out there.
Yeah, they are out there. But like, even if they're not Christian, just use your own discernment, and you know, because I feel like everybody needs a little help every now and again.
You do. We need help on all fronts, not just other stuff. You some people don't know how to cook. What you gonna do when you don't know how to cook? You're gonna look up recipes. You're gonna look up.
TikTok is the perfect place.
You can find what you need. You just gotta look for it, okay?
Always. Okay, so this is something, and I remember on our live when we were talking about what should we talk about, and they were like, let's talk about lust. Let's talk about, you know. So we've already discussed sex, marriage, all that good stuff. But what about the singles? What about porn? What about masturbation? What about, like, are these things okay?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I'm not having sex with anybody, but I still have these thoughts. What am I supposed to do with them? I still got that rose.
On standby.
I still got them batteries in the nightstand.
Hello.
What am I supposed to do with this?
And
you know what I mean?
That takes it back to the whole part of the conversation where it's not just about abstaining, but it's about, are we trying to keep it holy?
Yes.
Are we realizing that our bodies are a temple?
Yeah.
Where God resides in, and are we treating it as such?
Yeah.
So
that's also.
I think that the topic on like masturbation and stuff can, it can, people say different things.
It can be misleading at times. It can be misleading for sure.
Because some people say like, oh well, you're not doing it with somebody else. It's just you.
It's better.
I would say. Period. Easy no for porn. Don't even do it.
Yeah.
That's complicated.
Yeah.
Like that's bringing in some. You just don't even need that.
You don't, because you got to be careful what you watch. You have to be careful what you watch. If you
then
can't,
you create an expectations for your partner to do these things that you done seen somebody else do.
I was just about to say,
you don't even know how to do those things. So
you don't at all. You don't.
You trying to do it and you ain't doing it. So
and
like
you gonna hurt something being in the ER trying to do what you see on these videos.
So
like you can't.
Easy no for that. But in terms of like
still a form of sexual intimacy outside of God's covenant. Just watching porn. Like you have to be careful of your eye gates, your ear gates. Yeah. You know what I mean? Guard yourself. Yeah.
And so in terms of masturbation, I feel like
that's a tough one. So this is my thing. I understand. Okay, you're not doing it with anybody else. Yeah. It's just you. But what are you thinking about when you do it?
That part.
You know,
are you objectifying somebody?
Yeah, are you objectifying somebody?
Are you lusting after a particular individual?
Yeah, now, that's a form of lust, and the Bible tells us to be aware of that.
And we're talking about this from within singleness, not within marriage. So you married.
Do you think about your spouse?
Period. You should be.
Please, my husband better think about me.
You are.
Listen,
but do what you do. That. The marriage bed is
undefiled. Completely undefiled.
Do what you will.
Do what you want.
Now, as a single, I think that it probably would be best to abstain from that too, because, and okay, so I say this because if you're engaging in that, now maybe you're engaging in that because you're like, oh, well, if I don't, then I'm going to go be with somebody else.
Yeah.
But even in that, like, are you denying your flesh?
Yeah.
Are you saying like, okay, I'm not gonna engage in this because I'm trying to, I'm telling my flesh to submit to the will of God. and in the
You have
right
to deny
time.
your
I'm
flesh
single.
daily.
Yeah, you do.
have to
but
deny your flesh
in
daily.
multiple regards, not just like not overeating, but like even in this, it's like I want my thoughts to be pure. I want my thoughts to be holy. I want God to be honored by the way that I'm living, even in secret. And
Yes, even in
what
secret.
am I doing? What is this creating or producing or allowing by still doing this?
By opening this door
Yeah.
and by doing this, because that's at the end of the day that is still a form of lust,
And it can
that
be a
doesn't
slippery slope.
honor. It can be a slippery slope, but that's not honorable.
No.
You know, that's still
I don't
a
think
form
it
of
is.
objectifying. Like that's not, you know.
Yeah, I think that is probably safer to not.
Yeah.
Solely because it leaves a foothold. It can be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Then you start
it
to
allows
make
the enemy
compromises on
to have
other stuff.
to have a foot in the door. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, the door may not be bust wide open, but please believe as soon as you open up www.pornhub.com, the enemy got his foot right there.
He does.
You know what I mean? Like he's
No,
like just
really.
waiting on you to think of the wrong thing, and you already have done it by opening the website.
Yeah.
You've already have done it because now you're imagining this, now you're envisioning this, and like you said before, even in marriage, that's tricky. People be like, "Oh, well, I'm married. I can watch porn. I can do this. I can learn that," and it's like, cool for you, but in the same breath, now you're looking at this and you're expecting your spouse to be able to do these things, and when they don't, you're like, I wish I had a person like this person in this video.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So I feel like that's, like you said, it's a very slippery slope.
Yeah,
like
but
how
for
much
safety,
mind
though.
control do you have to watch these things and not imagine your partner doing it or being able to do it?
And even if you're not watching it, it's like you're still pacifying yourself. Like, let's say you're not watching anything, but you still handling things on the side by yourself. I feel like you're still not fully bringing your flesh into under God's authority. Like you're still trying to pacify and satisfy yourself rather than just waiting on God.
Yeah.
And
you're waiting on your spouse, because when you get married, you can do it as much as you want.
That's what I'm saying.
And the Bible literally says, and then you have people who like they want to do all these things, but they have commitment issues. And you know, the Bible does say it's better to wed than to burn with passion. It does. But you would rather burn than to just wait, let God do his big one, find your spouse, and hunch all you want to for the rest of your life. You would literally rather burn because of whatever reason. I don't want no parts of that. I don't get it.
I don't get it. So yeah, even that brings me even to like present day. It's hard, y'all. It is. It's hard. Like being tough on the other side of marriage. Oh my gosh, like go from
being married to not being married, and now I gotta hear about all these things that I can no longer partake in.
I can't do it anymore.
Like I can't do it. Fair. Like that conviction. Like it's just
real.
It's so real. It's so real.
It's real.
Like it's just. I don't want to feel
listen.
shameful.
I feel for you guys.
Yeah,
I feel for those who have never done it. I feel for y'all because y'all have
like.
This idea of what it could be, and like we said, it could be great.
It could be great,
but still, like you're like, oh, I just can't wait until I can. Yeah, and then I feel for those who have done it. And then are now saying like, no, I want to live holy now. I'm trying to live pure. I'm trying to keep myself.
Yeah,
I feel for y'all.
I feel for y'all the most probably.
Yeah,
I feel for y'all the most probably because you are not married. You have never been married, but you've opened the door for lust and sex and all these things, and now you're like, I can't do that anymore. God has called me for greater. I can't do it. It's hard. The enemy is trying to destroy you. He's trying to destroy your mind. He's trying to destroy your body. He's trying to defile you. Literally, that is tough.
Steal your the hope, your future. Like he really is trying to.
He's trying to ruin you, ruin your bloodline, ruin everything connected to you. If he has your mind, he needs nothing else. As long as he got your mind,
destruct the rest.
Listen, break it down like a box from Home Depot.
But yeah, I feel for y'all. Like even those that are like us, those that are divorced, you have been married. You did have time to do it the right way, and then now you got to withhold again. It's like
it's tough.
Oh my gosh,
it's very tough.
So to me, like for example, myself, I went through all those years in high school, most of college, not doing it. Then, okay, I'll be honest. I wasn't married when I first lost my virginity, but I did marry the man that I lost my virginity
I was not married,
but
still,
we
did get married.
Yeah. But then, so to go all of those years not doing it, everybody else is doing it around me. Everybody's like, oh, it's amazing. Oh, yeah, I love it. And then then to go and get married, be married for those years that I was married, and then to be back on the side of waiting, like, it is hell.
It's tough.
It's torture sometimes.
Yeah. Back on the side of waiting. That's good.
Ovulation.
Yeah. Oh my God. As a woman, that is so tough. Men don't have to worry about ovulation.
Every month though.
Every month.
It's a bit much. That's what I'm saying. I get your struggle.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, you still just gotta
wait on God.
You gotta just
that way.
bite the bullet and wait, honey. Lord. It's better to wait. And I don't want to be the one to burn with passion.
I don't want to burn
It's not easy, but it is worth it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so even now, like having been divorced, and I don't know, I haven't been legally divorced for 3 years, but 3 years separated and everything. Like, it's been a long 3 years, y'all. Yeah. But even now, I still feel myself sometimes like connecting to that good girl mentality. Yeah. And like even in conversations with my friends, we'll talk about stuff. I've told them my story and whatnot. Yeah. And then they'll hear me say stuff, and I've had to check myself on this a lot too. I had to check myself because I was finding myself be prideful, where it was like, well, I'm divorced now, but at least I still only been with one person. You know, like I found that like I was trying to flex because I felt insecure about now being divorced. And it's like, at the end of the day, I am who God said that I am. Yeah. And whether or not I was still in that relationship, that is not where my identity lies. Yeah. It doesn't lie in me being a good girl for good girl's sake, because I still sin just like everybody else. That may not be my struggle, but I still do have struggles just like anybody else. So whether or not you've done it, whatever side of the coin that you're on, there's still grace for you.
There is
if you've
grace.
Done it before.
No pun intended.
There's still grace. And I'm not just saying that because
there's still grace between Sundays.
There literally is, though. There literally
God
is.
extends grace. And again, that doesn't mean to misuse and abuse.
Don't pimp the grace.
Yeah, don't pimp the grace.
Don't pimp it.
But he still extends it. There is grace for you. There is hope for you. There is restoration for you.
There is. Whether you've dealt with adultery or, you struggle with lust, whether you struggle with porn or, self-pleasure.
Prostitution.
Child, you could have dealt with anything.
Because the Bible has prostitutes.
Talk about it.
They have prostitutes in the Bible.
What did Jesus say to that woman?
Which one? There's so many.
You have five husbands.
Yeah.
Well, he said, well, who's your husband? Oh, I don't have one. I know, but you have 5, honey. Yeah. What? Ooh.
Listen.
But there's hope. There's hope, and there's grace for you too. So
God might send a man to marry you as a prostitute, and to maybe teach somebody. I mean, it's in the Bible. It is. Send him to marry the prostitute, and
I'm sorry.
Now don't take that out of context. You don't read your word. Read your word.
You got to get into get into your word.
If you know, you know.
If you know,
you know.
But yeah, so we'll start to wrap it up. But I want to share the scripture with you. 1 Corinthians 6:18. So in that scripture, it's talking about sexual sin being described as uniquely self-harming because it affects your identity, it affects your intimacy, your emotional, and your spiritual health. So kind of getting close to wrapping it up, we do want to talk about the fact that, or remind you guys of the fact that it is important. It does hold weight.
It does hold weight, a lot of weight.
There are consequences to your actions. And even though you don't see it now and you know that people have maybe overcome other histories, don't put yourself in that situation. Like, why would you want to sign yourself up for struggle?
We're all gonna have to answer to the same man.
We are. And like,
he gonna want to know why'd you lay down in bed with him,
and you
gonna need to have an answer.
That goes for anything. Really, we should be all striving to keep ourselves holy, and honoring. It's hard, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I would say for me, that was one thing I was like relieved about in marriage. It's like, whew, that's one less thing. One less thing that I'm bringing into the table. Like one less thing. And like I said, though, you will have to deal with other things. And it's not just about how it will affect your marriage, but it truly is how it will affect you as an individual. Think of people who have experienced sexual trauma or have had histories with that, how that impacts them regularly. And you don't have to just have some traumatic story for it to affect you.
So,
it still sticks
heavy.
with you.
forever.
Whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where therapy comes in. But
yeah, get you a counselor, baby.
Yeah.
Get you a counselor. Get in that word. Please reference all of these. And we're going to share, honestly, the scriptures that we kind of meditated on or those that we studied in the midst of preparing for this podcast. But yeah, getting a word for yourself. Yeah. Talk to your mentors, talk to your pastor if you got questions. We aren't pastors, we aren't ministers, but hey, we're
just sharing our own Christians. Personal convictions and, you know, our
we're
experiences,
all believers.
The things that God has revealed to us now that are, you know, right and wrong, things that we can use to help others. And I feel like that's the whole point of our ministry, because we're not just a podcast, we're a ministry. And this is something that I'm very passionate about, which is guiding the youth to, you know, honor God's design for sex. You know, and we do have some really helpful, well-educated Bible scholars that are going to help us with this eventually. And, you know, we'll let you guys know when that stuff starts rolling. Get your kids involved. Yeah. Enroll them when we roll it out, you know, because this is something that they need to learn about. You want them to learn from the right people and not their friends in school, you know? Yeah, or not online, not movies. Not movies. Oof. That's how addictions get, you know, started and... Yeah. Early exposure and all of that. Yeah. So kids are definitely exposed early now. Be safe out there, y'all. We love y'all. We love you. Thank y'all for hanging with us. Peace out. Yes.